It looks like a fossil hunt or an archaeological dig. In fact, this geologist is working on the first new nuclear power station to be built in Britain since the 1990s. He's making final checks to the wall of a trench before it is encased in concrete as part of ground preparations at the Hinkley Point project in Somerset, southwest England. Even before work on the power plant itself begins, this is already one of Europe's biggest construction projects, employing 1,800 people across a site the size of 150 football pitches. At a cost of £18 billion, Hinkley is intended to help Britain maintain energy security as coal is phased out and old nuclear plants are decommissioned, including 4 existing reactors overshadowing this site. The project is crucial too for the French nuclear industry as a chance to salvage the reputation of its European pressurised reactor, developed by state-controlled EDF and its partner Areva. 4 other EPRs are under construction in France, Finland and China, but all are years late and heavily over budget. EDF and Areva are under pressure to avoid a repeat at Hinkley, where 2 reactors are supposed to be finished by 2025. This signpost marking the planned location of the second reactor shows how much work lies ahead. A lesson in how not to build a nuclear power station can be found deep in the Finnish countryside, where Areva began building its first EPR in 2005 with a price tag of €3.7 billion and a target to start producing electricity in 2009. More than a decade later, the Olkiluoto 3 reactor on the shores of the Baltic Sea is still not finished, and the cost has soared to €8 billion. The head of the Finnish power company behind the project hopes it will finally open towards the end of next year.
The road to completion is quite clear, so the work that has to be done is clear, and I'm quite confident. We have already full scope simulator ongoing, so basically we know already that at least the power plant operates in theory. We just have to show that it's also so in practice.
This power station behind me has become a symbol of everything that is wrong with nuclear power. Too expensive, too complicated, too slow to build. But as the Olkiluoto 3 reactor enters its final stages of construction and testing, hopes are rising that this will soon become a more positive example of the latest nuclear technology, delivering safe, reliable and low-carbon electricity. We weren't allowed to film inside the plant, but these images show the reactor hall where enough electricity will be produced to meet around 1/10 of finished demand, and the control room from where it will be operated. Nuclear power is crucial to Finland's energy-intensive industries, such as steel making and this paper factory near Olkiluoto, whose owner is helping finance the new reactor. The country's commitment to nuclear energy is reflected in its construction of the world's first permanent disposal facility for high-level radioactive waste. Spent fuel from Olkiluoto will be transported to these nearby tunnels, reaching 400 metres underground and buried forever in steel and copper canisters. To critics, the problem of what to do with radioactive waste is just another argument against a form of power generation which has been fighting for its future since the meltdown at Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant in 2011. Germany is closing down its nuclear industry, while increasing safety demands elsewhere in the world have contributed to the project delays which are crippling the finances of Areva, as well as its rival Westinghouse, the crisis-hit nuclear arm of Japan's Toshiba. This visitors' centre at Olkiluoto seeks to persuade people of the merits of splitting atoms to generate energy. But the industry cannot afford any further setbacks, either here or at Hinkley Point, if nuclear power is to win back the trust of Europe's public and policymakers. Andrew Ward for the Financial Times in Finland.